Web design. In this lesson, we're going to look at planning content and navigation, setting the look of the page, designing our elements, and selecting and incorporating images. You want to explain the importance of content in web design. Plan a website with navigation links. Describe the differences between designing for web and for print. Plan the look of web pages. Use template and style sheets to achieve consistent design. And select and incorporate images in web pages. A website is one or more web pages linked together in an organized collection. When designing a website, keep in mind that the most essential element of any website is the content. First things first, consider the goal of the site. Consider the goal of the site and ask, who is the audience for the website? What product or service does the site make available to its audience? Begin designing a site by jotting down initial ideas on content and features. Outlining your site. Storyboarding is the process of creating a series of sketches indicating the content and links that content on the web page that links the content of one web page to another. Another way of planning the structure of a site is to use a graphic that shows the hierarchy of pages within the site. The home page is the main page of a website, which is generally the first page visitors will see. A navigation link is a means of guiding a visitor to a website from one page in the site to other pages. Supplementing with navigation links. Websites typically include a search function and a site map. A search function lets visitors try to find specific information on a website. A site map is a single web page that lists and organizes all of the web pages in the site. A hyperlink is a text or object that links to another web page. One of the best ways to find effective ways of organizing content is to browse the web. As you go about your everyday use, think about what you like and what you don't like about each website that you visit. Think about how you can apply these principles and practices to your own sites. Web content should always be focused and concise. In drafting your text, remember your audience. Provide information as briefly and effectively as possible. Keep text concise on the opening pages. Place pages with more text deeper in the page structure, and make sure that each page focuses on one major topic. Polishing your text. Edit the text so that it's well organized and clear. Think about what your audience wants to know and whether the text provides that information. Think about what background on the topic your audience might not have and explain any points that need clarification. The client has the final say-so on what should be in the website, how the website should be structured, and how visitors will navigate within the website. At each stage in the design process, get the client's approval on the approach that you suggest. Show the storyboard or overall organization before beginning to work with content. If you are writing the content, show it to the person with the authority to approve the site in the draft stage and after it has been polished. Create a separate file for each web page. Conventions for naming web files include using lowercase letters only. Include no spaces, but use hyphens or underscores between words. Use keywords that describe the content on each page in the file name for that page. And limit your URLs to a maximum of 60 characters. Be sure to create an index page or a home page. Web designers do not control the final appearance of the design as much as a print designer does. Web designers need to create designs that accommodate variations, differences in the tools or design elements that a designer has to work with, and there's difference in the attitudes and expectations that the user brings to the product. People interact with web and print products differently. So organizing, planning your navigation. The navigation system is the main way of providing information to your customer. A common means of navigating is a series of panels that act like a directory. Image maps are graphics divided into two or more parts, with each part assigned a different link, like you see here. Organizing the page. The top area identifies the company or group publishing the site. It includes important functions or links. The bottom of a web page should repeat the navigational links, hold copyright information or links to a separate copyright page, contain links to the site map, and have a link to a page for contacting the organization publishing the site. The main area of the page is where the text and graphics will be displayed. Using tables and layers. Tables and layers help you organize content on your web page. They add structure and stability to the design and allow for better control of the placement of content. Cell padding is the space within a cell that separates or pads the text or images within the cell. Cell spacing is the amount of space between the cells. The div or division code is part of a cascading style sheet. You want to insert your table commands to make it easy to create tables with a specific number of columns and rows. A template is a design file that contains the common elements that should appear on all pages, and it's also called the master page. A template has two kinds of areas. One type is common to all pages, and these are the areas that will not change. The other type is the open area where the individual page content will change. A website should look coherent, help create a company identity, and visitors to the site know what to expect. The purpose of the website is to invite traffic. Design elements that do not meet the goal are not necessary. Colors and graphics add to the load time. The longer the load time, the higher the likelihood that visitors will surf away from the site. Fonts. It's best to specify font options so that each visitor's browser can display the text using the option that it has. Font size is specified using a system of showing relative font size. The variations are all made relative to the browser and monitor's default font size. Cascading style sheets, or CSS, include information on how a page should appear. Colors. Select both foreground and background colors that offer high contrast. Computer color systems can use either millions of colors, 256 colors, or 16 colors. Colors are identified with a 6-character code called a hexadecimal number. Other design elements for your web page. Interactive elements include login input boxes, radio button choice boxes, boxes for inputting comments or other feedback, icons or boxes for rating a product or service, boxes for filling out forms, and icons that open pop-up boxes for ordering goods or services. Other elements include icons that link to a company's Facebook page, Twitter account, or email contact. Image resolution. Bitmap graphics tend to have larger file sizes, which makes them take longer to download. It's best to size bitmap images in a drawing or photo editing program before saving them. Maximum size for an image should be about 600 by 400. Most monitors have a resolution of 72 or 96 pixels per inch. Images should be saved at one of these resolutions, and photo editing programs usually use 200 dpi or ppi as the default. And really, for the web, you don't need to go larger than 72. Compression. The higher the compression, the smaller the file size, and the lower the quality of the image. What you lose in quality, you gain in speed of uploading. For a photograph sized at 640 by 480, that amount of compression produces a file size of about 104 kilobytes. The highest compression rate brings the file size down to 68. The maximum quality level puts it at 180. Placing your image. Web editors often automatically write the code needed to insert an image. You can format an image in relation to text and placing additional space around it, and you need to label the image with your alternative text, a brief description of an image that browsers can display while the image is loading, or if the browser cannot upload it. Thumbnails are small versions of larger images. They speed up the download process by allowing viewers to choose whether they want to see the larger image. Many web editors provide thumbnail capabilities. A rollover is the changing of an image or text when a cursor either passes or clicks on it. And banner ads are web ads that often contain a logo and additional business information designed to give corporate identity to a page. So in summary, creating a website begins with planning, and the first step in planning is to determine the site's purpose and goals, which are based on the potential audience. The site should be sketched out in some way, and the main sections and related subsections to be determined. That structure will become the basis of the site's organization. Like any text, the content of a website should be drafted, edited, and then polished. While web pages share some features with print pages, web design is very different because of the lack of control the designer has over the look of the final product, the expectations users have on using the internet, and the possibility of interactive features. Colors are specified using hex numbers and should be selected very carefully. Bitmap graphics such as photographs should be saved to relatively small sizes and in compressed form to help pages load faster. Web editors make it easy to place and format images. Some helpfully remind the web developer to add alternative text labels needed to improve accessibility. If you have any questions, just let me know.